So we're at the Lytro camera launch, and we just saw it announced for $399 for one of the models. I think $499 for a model with more RAM in it, more memory. So who are you guys?
I'm Mike Knott. I'm an interaction design lead at Lytro.
Okay.
And
so my name is Chris Maycumber. I'm the director of product.
Very cool. And so this is a light field camera. It's a new kind of camera. Tell me a little bit about the camera.
Is that Mike?
Well, it's the first camera that shoots in light field, captures the entire light coming into the camera and the direction of the light field coming into the camera. And with that data, we can actually refocus the image, create very 3D, realistic-looking photographs with parallax, and it's a lot of fun to use.
Now, this is a different kind of camera. You don't focus.
No focus, instant
no exposure
shutter
controls, no nothing, right?
We wanted to make it, the technology itself makes it a lot simpler. You can grab a shot with no shutter lag whatsoever, so you don't have to do that annoying half press down, wait for it to focus. You get the shot you want. And if your daughter's smiling or the pigeon's taking off, you get that shot. But the technology itself, independent of the technology, we wanted to make the camera as incredibly simple as possible too. So you can see there's only two buttons. There's the shutter button right here. There's a zoom slider up on the top, which is touch sensitive with some inertial scrolling. And then we have the power button down below.
Very cool. And there's a little monitor on the back?
Yeah, so you can tell it's off right now. And I'm going to press the shutter button right now. Yeah, this one's on. So you can see already that it just comes on. I'm going to turn it off again, turn it right on. You can see how quickly that comes on. Yeah. And I just took a picture of your camera over there. And you can see how quickly it takes the shot. No shutter lag whatsoever.
Very cool. And these are shipping in 2012?
These will be shipping in early 2012, and like we said, they started at this graphite and the electric blue are $399 with 8 gigs, which is about 350 pictures. Yeah. And then we have the very sexy red hot, which is $499 with 16 gigs, about 750 pictures.
And they're on sale now at Lytro.com?
They will be on sale in about an hour at Lytro.com.
Yeah,
once they live, yes.
Sale, so
yes, they're on sale now at Lytro.com.
Very cool. How good are they in low light?
So, Mike's been shooting a lot in low light ones.
Yeah, they're very good actually. Actually, maybe show you some. Let's see here. So, I mean, this was.
How does it compare to an iPad, iPhone, or something like that?
It's pretty comparable, I'd say, to an iPhone. It's it's very fast, so you get a crisp shot.
Yeah.
I think what's also important to remember, so Ren mentioned that it's a f2, constant f2 aperture. So the amount of light we're gathering compared to most cameras, for people that don't know that, is immense. So it'll handle low light situations a lot better than most traditional cameras.
Now, resolution is something that it's weird on this because you're putting a little grid of lenses over the top of the sensor, right?
Yeah, we have a micro lens array sitting on top of the sensor, and there's going to be a new conversation evolving beyond the megapixel wars that have been going on, where just like we went from film to digital, we're going from digital to light field cameras, and we're introducing, this sensor actually allows 11 mega rays of light field capture.
Right.
So it's changing the conversation.
So where the image you're watching at home right now is flat, and it has to be refocused.
Yeah.
This is actually capturing every single ray of light that's bouncing off you, and it's able to refocus afterwards. It's able to do 3D images. Can you choose whether you get a 3D image afterwards?
You can choose afterwards. So you don't have to do anything at the time of the shot. It's raw data. So we're going to have even better stuff coming up in 2012, 2013. All the pictures you take from today on will benefit from those advancements.
Now, how do you get the pictures in here, and then how do people view it on Facebook or whatever?
Sure. So you just take a couple shots. So Mike's going to actually take a couple shots right now, as you can see. We have a bunch of props set up here for him to take.
Talk to me.
Oh, sorry. So Mike's taking some shots right now. What we'll be doing is transferring over the pictures. We do have a desktop application, and it'll be Mac only beginning. We'll be introducing Windows in 2012 as well. And as we bring it over, you can focus on my...
So there's a Lytro app.
There is a Lytro app that you will download.
So it's not iPhoto, it's a Lytro app.
Yeah, so this is using a brand new file format that we call Light Field Picture Format, LFPs. And you can imagine it can't be JPEGs, right? We have to capture all this data. So as I plug it in, you can see some pictures we already have there.
It's a USB plug.
It's a micro USB plug. So you plug it in, and it'll instantly start transferring pictures over. And right now we're transferring over 5 pictures. And those 5 there, you can see the little spinner, you can see the progress bar. It happens pretty quickly given that this is a brand new file format.
How big are each of these images? How big is the data?
So right now, no, that's good. You want to reshoot that?
No, that's live demo, man.
That's good.
The demo gods always have to have
the demo gods always come over. So they're transferring the pictures over, as you can see right now.
The images are 16 megapixels each.
16 megabytes?
Sorry, 16 megabytes. 16 megabytes.
So no bigger than RAW. Okay. You know, if you ever shoot with RAW, they're about the same size as RAW, which is amazing, given all the data that we're storing.
Now, how many pixels across is one image? If I looked at it on a computer screen,
so we can resize the image to whatever you need. So,
but native format, what would the number of pixels across and down be?
So, how's the best answer to that question? You've been working with this.
You know, we can, when the light field engine renders the photograph, we can actually render in different resolutions. So for this use here, it's actually rendered at a 1080p resolution, so high, 1080 in each dimension. But we can actually render it higher as well if we need to.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Good, cool. Hey, how are you doing? And there's the man himself, the guy who invented this light field technology.
Nice to meet you. Good to see you in there. Really nice to meet you.
Come on in here, and you're Ren, right?
I am. Ren Ung.
I always ask who are people. Who are you?
Ren Ung, founder and CEO of Lytro.
And you invented this at Stanford. I actually visited your lab. I didn't meet you when you were back in 2007, and I saw your camera arrays.
Chat with Mark Lavoie, Pat Hanrahan, maybe Bennett on the camera array.
Yeah. It's really cool. But back then it was a big wall display.
Incredibly important research, really influential in the field.
And you won Thesis of the Year for that?
Yeah, a Stanford Best Thesis Award, and then ACM Dissertation Award as well.
Well, it's an honor meeting you, and it's an honor getting a look at the new Lytro.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I hope you're having a good time.
Lytro light field camera, right?
Yeah, just the Lytro. Yeah, it's a light field camera, the Lytro.
So, I haven't even held one yet.
Oh yeah.
Feels good in your hand, right? As we're talking about this aluminum exterior here, the structural skin really gives it this really substantial feel in your hand, but it's also very lightweight, right? Yeah.
There's not a tripod mount, right? How are you going to put this on a tripod?
Good question. There's going to be an accessory for a tripod mount.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how
for most of you folks, I think that what they'll find is, moving it around and taking pictures, interacting just with your hand will feel really good.
What are you most proud of here? Because there's a lot of work that went into this. You've been working.
It's been a long ride, and I'm just really proud of the team that's grown up to be able to take this out of the research lab and make it available for everyone. This has been a tremendous amount of science and engineering that this really talented team has had to go through in order to get it to this point where, holy smokes, people can get it now.
What's it like to use? Because I haven't used one yet. I'm sure you've taken thousands of photos with it.
It's got this instant shutter, right, so that it just takes pictures really fast. And in our user testing, that's one of the most popular things about the camera. People notice that right out the gate. It feels really good, and it's very simple in your hand, which I think creates, it just really creates a great experience of using it. And the other part is that there's all these new creative possibilities. So you can use it, instant shutter is great for just bang, get the picture really easily, for happy snaps if you want to. But what we're finding is a lot of people that are passionate about this are really creative in their picture taking, and they want to use it to set up shallow depths of field, tell new visual stories. So there's a lot lot to learn too about how to compose now in this new kind of three-dimensional way.
It's still not Wi-Fi. There's not ability to instantly upload to Facebook, which is something
correct.
I'd really love to see in a future version.
Yeah, that's correct.
I want to take these like at a concert or something and get them up to my
Totally.
users. Or like I was shooting photos of you trying to upload them on the iPhone.
Totally.
What do you think the market potential of this is? What are your guesses? Because I'm sure you've done some market research. I'm skeptical. I know a lot of people are like, is Ren gonna sell any of these? I mean, you'll sell some because there's lots of geeks like me who want one no matter what, because it's cool technology.
Yeah.
But is it gonna? So that means you're gonna sell 100,000 to us, to the geeks. What's the market size for normal people? Do you think that there's enough pain for somebody who likes just taking pictures with an Android phone or an iPhone of their family? Do you think somebody's going to carry one of these around in addition to a phone? And do you think it's going to penetrate into the market deeply?
It's a good question. And look, the camera market today is 140 million units a year. Those are dedicated cameras, not counting smartphones, right? That's $38 billion in sales a year. And that is, from at least the image, the portion allocated to imaging, at least, is a much larger market than in dollars than the cell phone market, where that's much more ubiquitous. But for the imaging side, it's a very small number of modules for making just the portion that goes into your camera. So cell phones are great for casual, good enough photography. Everybody's going to use them. But what we're finding is that people really need a great camera too for those really special moments, and that's going to be true forever. And so for this camera, I think that the kind of people that are going to love it are people that are really excited about pictures, like to take pictures. They really like to share pictures. This is going to give them a reaction online like they've never gotten and can't give with any other camera. And folks that want to be really creative with their picture taking. And then, of course, folks that just really love new products, and we've worked really hard, and it's turned out really well.
Take me through making an image here. What is actually happening in the camera when the light comes off a mic and goes in the camera? Take me through each step. I guess.
So
what's going on in the lens?
If we point the lens and light comes out, and then all these rays of light that are entering the front element of the lens will refract through these complicated curved pieces of glass and get brought to the sensor. In a regular camera, there'd be a regular image sensor there, and they would just burn in and produce a photo. Right? And what's lost, the missing dimensions that I mentioned that are just lost, it's the direction of each ray as it strikes the sensor surface. You know where it struck, because that's the color in that pixel in the final picture, but the direction is just gone. In the light field camera, there's a micro lens array right in front of the sensor surface, and that's what transforms it into this light field sensor. You can actually see an example of it up there later, where you can look through the micro lens array and see what it does to light kind of for yourself. It creates rainbows of color. And what that does is it preserves the direction of each ray. So now come back to your question about, okay, so how do you form the picture? Well, this lens, this is sensor. In a regular camera, if you were to focus, what it's doing is it's trying to change the separation between them, and that's how you physically focus. Well, now with a light field camera, you know the direction of each ray. So you can just project the ray to where it would have gone in an imaginary camera that was focused wherever you want it to be. That's why these pictures are so high fidelity, why the focusing is continuous, all of those things. That's the underlying nature of the technology.
If you want the ultimate sharpest photo, you probably still need to use a Canon 5D or a Nikon D3S or something like that, because they're not overlaying that micro array lenses on there, right? Is that true?
It really depends on your application.
I mean, I get 22 megapixels, right?
Yeah.
Canon 5D, which is sitting over there, right?
Yeah, right. Look, those take terrific pictures. I think part of the key is that if you get 22 megapixels of resolution, or even point and shoots 10, 12, 14 megapixels of resolution, those are sort of marketing numbers. I think folks really understand that well. It's just a marketing number for the capture side that's unrelated to once you view it. I mean, everyone knows that when you view it online, stuff online is less than HD most of the time when you look at your pictures, which is a very, very small fraction of that. So part of what loses the resolution or makes pictures online from regular cameras not clear isn't about the megapixel count. It's about what the lens is doing. Is it focused correctly? Is it a good quality lens? And we've all seen pictures focused at the wrong place, and there you're not getting a resolution, right? Because it's optically not focused. Well, in a Lytro camera, take the picture, refocus it to where you want it to be. That's a big step towards delivering actual resolution. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the capture side is about mega rays, not about megapixels. And when you view it online, you get it at in an interactive form that's much more meaningful than anything we've seen to this point.
What's the macro? How close can I get with this and still get a sharp image?
That's a great question, and I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. But
well, you'll have to give me one so I can try it out.
Yeah, but I don't know the answer off the top of my head. Yeah.
And what's the processing that goes on after the image is shot? Because you have to take those rays of light that hit several different pixels, right? And you have to combine them to make the image we see.
Exactly. Each time you want to refocus it at a different depth, you have to take all those light rays and put them where they would have gone if it had been physically focused like that. All of that is run by that thing we call the light field engine. That's that software that takes the light field and processes it to produce pictures. And the light field engine is on the camera. So here we've miniaturized it now down into the body of the camera so that you can interactively refocus through the glass touchscreen.
And this is why you can't do video yet, because that engine needs to do a lot of work.
Video
you're going to throw 30 frames a second at it.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of hard engineering there. The implications are going to be really amazing, and that's definitely in our product roadmap, but the first camera is about still.
So you're waiting for the silicon to get even faster so you can do things like video, right?
Yeah, and drive it there too. Yeah, the whole
so 5 years, we'll come back in 5 years and get our video Lytro, right?
As soon as we can.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time. They're on sale right now for $399 for what, the 8 gigabyte?
$399 for the electric blue and the gray are 8 gigabytes of storage, and then the red hot is 16 gigabytes of storage, and that's $499.
Very cool. And available now at lytro.com.
I think, 1 p.m.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to meet you.
Great.
Thanks.
Sure. So sorry, we were processing before.
Yes, we were processing, and as you can see, we brought over the pictures that Mike just took. Again, really trying to simplify the software here to exude the same simplicity that we have on the camera. Very simple feature set, focused on the pictures. You can refocus in here as well on the desktop. You can add a caption, and most importantly, you can share. So when we
this will go out to Facebook, right?
So this will post to Facebook, so I can.
Now, is this a Flash viewer or is this your own HTML5?
So in the desktop software, it's a native viewer, but as soon as we push it to the web, it's Flash and HTML5. We want everyone on any device to be able to see these pictures.
Does it work on iPads?
It'll work on iPads. We can actually show you that as well. So if you want to bring it up on an iPad. So this is a picture of my daughter. And you can. This is using an HTML5 player, obviously, because Flash and Apple don't work well together. So I'm using HTML5 to refocus on the flower and the picture. More importantly, I can like and reshare if I so choose, and I can flip through others and play with more shots.
Very cool.
Yeah,
it's really awesome.
And iPhone as well.
And iPhone as well. And then what's also pretty cool is this is a new LG 3D Optimus. We talked about the 3D capabilities of it. This is a glassless 3D display.
Now people at home can't see this as
of course, yes, but
they're watching on a 2D sensor.
But you can vouch for it. So yeah, this is a Lytro picture on a 3D phone.
Very cool, and you can make it 3D after you shoot the image.
You'll be 3D. Any picture you take can be made into 3D. Yep.
Very awesome. Well, cool.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks for showing it to me, and thanks for Ren for coming over and talking about it.
Great.
Awesome stuff.
All right.